Namaskar, Adab, hello. This is Dr. Tangella Shivaprasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. As the third lockdown starts today, we thought we will try to present the facts regarding lockdown health-wise, whether the curve is being flattened, and in doing so, how prepared we were when we started with Janata Curfew on March 22nd, that we have been highlighting. Because of lack of preparedness, we have been flying blind. In doing so, creating problem after problem for every section of the society, right from the rural to the semi-urban to the urban. No one is left devoid of problems. So even those problems also we will try to bring it to you with all facts. There is nothing that we will be presenting it to you which is not a fact or a reality. So the migrant workers, they have been called as guest workers by Pinarayi Vijayan, Kerala CM, and the AICC President Srimati Sonia Gandhi went ahead and she coined the term, they are the ambassadors of development. So every state chief minister for that matter, including Prime Minister, everyone has been respecting them. But that respect apart, the hardships which they have been facing because of lordships, because of being holed out in a different state, without families, without the regular payments, without proper nutritious food, because for food they have to maintain that physical distance and wait, and over a period of time even that has stretched into couple of hours for the basic meal. So these are all the hardships. And likewise the farmers, the farm laborers, shortage of farm labor hitting the agriculture so hard. Agriculture is inclusive of horticulture and everything, that they are in no position to overcome this situation. This is against the goodwill interviews or the regular press briefs by central government, Union Government of India, their agriculture ministers, and state-wise the chief ministers also stating that agriculture is very much in control, farmers are happy, they got the right price, and in fact they are purchasing or buying fertilizers, pesticide in advance, and this is a record when you compare it to last year April 2019 they say for Kharif crop. So we will find out how truthful it is. Are really farmers happy? We will have 3 to 4 farmers this time across India, because of we have to put so many things together as we have heavy demand for farmers to come online, but we have promised them that they will be taken online in the next show as well. But before we venture into the discussion, we lost 5 soldiers again in Jammu and Kashmir. The rank of Colonel, Major and Subedar or whatever it is, all the 5, they lost their precious lives, and their families are into mourning as well as the nation. They were there to protect us, protect the interests of our nation. So before we get into the actuals of today's show, let me salute their sacrifices and assure the families that we are all there with you in this hour of crisis. So let us start with our rural economy as to how hard it has been hit by COVID-19 or Corona. Now let us start with the first call we'll make to Gujarat, where Mr. Jayesh Patel is in wait. We'll understand what is the situation in Gujarat.
Hello.
Jayesh Patel ji, welcome to special show. I am Dr. Tangella Shivaprasad Reddy. How are you?
Fine.
Union government and your state government, Gujarat government, they all state that farmers are very happy. You got the right price. You could sell out everything. And in fact, even farmers are buying fertilizers, pesticides in record when you compare to April 2019 for Kharif season. So how happy you are? What is happening
No,
in
it is not true. It is not true. It is a false statement of government.
Okay.
Farmers are very difficult condition in Gujarat, particularly the farmer who produces the fruits and vegetables.
Really?
Yes. The banana farmers, the chiku farmers, the watermelon produces farmers are in very great difficulties because they are not getting the market and not getting the even the cost they have anchored to produce the fruits. They are not getting the cost.
Are you sure, Mr. Patel? Because every shop we find these fruits because the fruits are the staple food now to fight corona for nutritious
The
food.
producers of banana farmers have lost more than 1,000 crore
Shocking.
of South Gujarat farmers.
South Gujarat means which areas come under this cultivation?
South Gujarat comes below Valsad towards Mumbai.
Okay.
It is in between Vadodara and Mumbai.
Okay. So they are all suffering. They lost 1,000 crores. It's a big amount. But how come Union government, even Mr. Tomar as well as even the family, Niti Aayog member, Mr. Ramesh Chand on record on the press conference, they stated that everyone is happy. 85% harvesting done.
No. So far as the harvesting of wheat is concerned, the farmers have harvested the wheat, but they have not opened the mandis and APMCs to collect the wheat.
My goodness, then how can they state?
Purchasing wheat. No. Government is not purchasing wheat at the minimum support price.
What is that price which government gave you?
No, farmers are selling the wheat at the rate of 1,500 per quintal. 1,200 to 1,500 per quintal.
Okay. But how are they claiming? That too in Gujarat. Very surprising and shocking.
It is not fact. They are telling lies.
Okay.
Fact position is the farmer of Gujarat is very bad condition. Very bad condition.
So how big is your organization, sir? What is your organization?
Right now the harvesting of summer paddy is to be will be start within 15 days. But there are no laborers.
Okay.
There are no laborers. There are no enough harvesting machine.
Very shocking.
So far as the summer paddy is concerned, I think there will be huge losses to some paddy producers farmers also.
Really?
Yeah.
Then how is that government is stating all this? It's really mind-boggling.
I don't know, but the government is telling lie.
What are the other
Actual position at the field level is very, very difficult for farmers. They have no money to purchase the seeds for next season. They don't have money.
But who is purchasing? They said now record purchases have been done right from seeds to fertilizers. Who is buying them then?
See, the usage of fertilizer is concerned. Farmers have used for summer paddy. Because water is available, farmers have planted summer paddy, so they have purchased the fertilizer. It doesn't mean that the agriculture is very nice. Farmer, see, the mentality of farmer is to survive their crop. But in actual position, when he go to sell his produces in the market, he is not getting the minimum support price even. He is occurring huge losses.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is that you are going to tell both your Gujarat state government and central government headed by Mr. Narendra Modi?
We have requested Prime Minister to purchase all produces of farmer at minimum support price. We have requested, we have written them later, 40 to 45 days before, but there was no response from any offices. But we have requested, even state government, we have requested to purchase our all produces at minimum support price.
So when Gujarat is suffering, then the fate of other states is really understandable. But you...
It is in by and large, Indian farmers are suffering from huge losses right now because they are not getting the even the cost they have incurred to produce the agriculture produce.
My goodness.
They are not getting.
Very shocking, because every shop has got fruits in abundance now. Watermelon, banana, whatever you are going, chiku fruits. But consumers, as consumers, we are paying more. But you are saying you are not getting price.
Yeah.
That is surprising and shocking.
Vegetables like bindi, parwar, onion, potatoes. The farmers are not getting good prices, and vis-a-vis the consumer is getting at the higher rate. Because there is no system.
So even under Corona, COVID,
APMCs,
go ahead. Please go ahead.
yes,
Please go ahead.
because all APMCs are not functioning well. The mandis, what they have specified to purchase the produces, it is not functioning in order.
So very shocking, and it is really, I've started with you, but I'm really in a shocking state. Gujarat in such a pathetic situation. What is your organization, Patelji? What is your organization? How many farmers are there in your fold?
I am President Khedut Samaj, more than 5 lakh members in Gujarat.
More than 5 lakh farmers. Okay, what is that organization?
Yes,
What is that organization?
Khedut Samaj Gujarat.
आप थोड़ा गुजराती में भी बताइए, क्योंकि ताकि आपके मुख्यमंत्री और प्रधानमंत्री, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री भी सुन सके क्या हाल है કિસાન કા ગુજરાત में.
ખેડૂત સમાજ ગુજરાતના પ્રમુખ તરીકે ગુજરાતના ખેડૂતોની જે વિકટ પરિસ્થિતિ છે, હું આપના માધ્યમથી વહીવટકર્તાઓને જણાવવા માંગુ છું. ખૂબ ખરાબ પરિસ્થિતિમાં ગુજરાતનો ખેડૂત છે, ખાસ કરીને જેમણે શાકભાજી અને ફળફળાદીનું ઉત્પાદન કર્યું છે અને માર્કેટ નથી મળતું. કપાસના ખેડૂતોની જે ઉત્પાદન છે એ સીસીઆઈ દ્વારા ખરીદ કેન્દ્રો નથી ચાલુ કરવામાં આવ્યા. એપીએમસી બંધ હોવાને લઈને ખેડૂત પોતાનો માલ, એ શાકભાજી હોય, ઘઉં હોય કે બીજા પાકો હોય, વેચી નથી શકતો અને એને લઈને ખુલ્લી માર્કેટમાં વેપારીઓ એનું શોષણ કરે છે. આપના માધ્યમથી હું સરકારને વિનંતી કરવા માંગુ છું કે ગુજરાતના ખેડૂતોની પરિસ્થિતિનો વિચાર કરીને તાત્કાલિક ધોરણે તમામ પ્રોડ્યુસીસ मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस की खरीदने व्यवस्था करवामा आवे.
ठीक है. और ये परसों मंत्री जी ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में ये बताया कि पीएम किसान सम्मान योजना, फसल बीमा, ये सभी के तहत में आपको अच्छी तरह से फार्मर्स को देखा जा रहा है. और फर्टिलाइजर्स, पेस्टिसाइड्स के ऊपर जो सब्सिडी मिल रहा है, ये फार्मर किसान जो है सही तरीके से वो लोग खेती बाड़ी कर रहे हैं और उनको अच्छा सा मूल्य मिल रहा. और 2022 तक डबल हो जाएगा, दुगना हो जाएगा इनकम. ये बात कर रहे थे परसों.
किसी भी कंडीशन में 2022 तक जो किसानों की आय है दुगनी होने वाली नहीं है. जहां तक पाक बीमा, क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस का सवाल है, गुजरात में पिछले 3 साल में जो क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस का प्रीमियम लिया गया है उसमें 1%, 2% भी फार्मर्स को दिया नहीं गया है. सारे ही फार्मर, जो चाहे वो कॉटन का हो या ये खास करके हमारे सौराष्ट्र के जो फार्मर्स हैं, वो क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस के लिए हमेशा से उनकी एक रजूआत रही है और ये फरियाद रही है कि उन्होंने कभी भी क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस जिस हिसाब से मिलना चाहिए वो किसानों को नहीं दिया है.
चलो, एक बात में क्या बताना चाहते हैं आप, क्या मांगना चाहते हैं एक ही बात में, क्योंकि ये
बस हम सरकार से ये रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं कि हमारी जितनी भी एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूसेस है वो मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस से आप खरीद लो और हमें उसका कंपेंसेशन दो।
और राइट प्राइस बोलिए, मिनिमम सपोर्ट नहीं, आप जो हकदार है आप राइट प्राइस बोलिए, मिनिमम सपोर्ट निकाल दीजिए, क्यों सपोर्ट आपको, राइट प्राइस बोलिए, आप मांगिए, आप आपका हक है वो, आज से आप
रेम्यूनरेटिव प्राइस हमको चाहिए जो जो हम ये लगाते हैं हमारी लागत के ऊपर, जो स्वामीनाथन कमेटी का जो कैलकुलेशन के हिसाब से हम लोगों को मिलना चाहिए।
आपका हक है, आपका हक है, क्योंकि आपके वजह से हमको जो भी है फूड मिल रहा है, फूड के बदौलत नेचुरल इम्यूनिटी आ रहा है टू फाइट कोरोना और मेनी अदर डिसऑर्डर्स। गॉड ब्लेस यू, थैंक यू मिस्टर जयेश पटेल।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू,
Right.
थैंक यू।
So it is surprising. I am shocked. Gujarat, how do you relate it, Mr. Sai? And we have our esteemed guest today again in Sagar Dara. So as usual, I think you are aware about him. He is a risk analyst, as also is an UN ex-consultant also. How do you look at this scenario? Because just I'll take your cryptic comment and then I'll proceed with another Punjab farmer is we also invite.
Yes. See, farmers have always been given an extremely bad deal, and it's the industry and the city folks which have actually, I would use a very tough term, which have stolen from farmers.
Very sorry.
I have been researching this now for some time, and let me give you a very simple example. I mean, we did computations on what is the amount of what is the value of goods that actually goes to the farmer versus from industry, and what is the value of goods that goes from farmers to industry and vice versa.
Okay.
What we found was, when you compute this not in value terms but in energy terms, that that agriculture gives 60% more energy
Wonderful.
in industry as compared to what industry giving to agriculture. Let me give you another example. This is what is called unequal exchange.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
this is pauperization of agriculture.
Okay.
The second thing is carbon dioxide. Now, the carbon dioxide that industry and cities emit,
Right.
that is sequestered to a certain extent back by farmers. No compensation is paid at all. Again, why? I mean, in a city, when we have a whole lot of solid waste being
Recycled and dumped
and so on, we pay for actually the solid waste to be removed.
Right.
And sorted out and taken care of and so on. But why is it that when climate change is around the corner, that we don't pay for the carbon dioxide sequestration? So there is a service that farmers are doing free of cost. So they are
Keep up the ecological balance.
Yeah, they've been completely shortchanged since 1980, despite the Swaminathan Commission report.
He is the first gentleman who brought green revolution and destroyed our
Yeah.
natural farming because he that using chemical manures,
Right.
genome
Right.
seeds, he destroyed the water retention capacity and soil fertility,
Yeah.
environmental disasters, and even farmers' health also.
So
The
what
chem-
you're hearing is nothing but a continuation of shortchanging of the
I know.
agricultural sector.
I know. It's a very sorry state of affairs. Let me call this gentleman. Hopefully, I hope this is the number. Let me take. But I'm really in shock. I thought everyone is happy when
No,
I went by Mr. Tomar and another Ramesh Chand. He's also Niti Aayog member who himself claims to be a farmer with enormous experience. So I went by their statement because they're all reputed gentlemen. And thought we will not be getting anything short of truth. But it's really mind-boggling. I thought they have already taken care of them because we need another Kharif. We need, in fact, better Kharif to overcome.
See,
Otherwise, if
actually,
there is a food shortage, then.
Hello.
Hello, I am Dr. Tangella Shivaprasad Reddy, sir. How are you?
Very fine. नमस्कार।
नमस्कार नमस्कार। आप आपका नाम से आप इंट्रोड्यूस कीजिए और आप बताइए कि क्या हाल है आपके पास, किसान कैसे है?
हाँ सर, मेरा नाम बलवंत सिंह नेहरा, मैं हरियाणा से हूँ, जींद हरियाणा।
यहाँ बोलिए, खेती बाड़ी किस तरह चल रहा है? क्योंकि केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकार ये बताते हैं कि किसान सही तरीके से खुशी है, उनको अच्छा मूल्य मिला जो भी आपने प्रोड्यूस किया, क्या यह सच है? और आप
नहीं सर, ये जो सरकार बोल रही है ये गलत बोल रही है।
किस विषय में?
किसान की जो हालत इस बार हुई है कोविड-19 के बाद, खास तौर से जो किसान की जो फसल है हरियाणा, उसको उठाने में बड़ी दिक्कत आई है। सरकार की तमाम एजेंसियां फसल उठाने में, फसल को खरीदने में फेल हो गई। पहली बात तो ये है।
85% फसल पूरा काटने के बाद सब उठा लिया, बल्कि ये ऑन रिकॉर्ड बोली जी आपने, एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टर और नीति आयोग मेंबर ने ऑन रिकॉर्ड बोले, उन्होंने कहा कि 85% का फसल जो है उन्होंने उठाया और अच्छी दाम देकर।
ये आंकड़े उनके गलत है। इन्होंने एक पोर्टल बनाया था हरियाणा सरकार ने, मेरी फसल मेरा ब्यौरा, एक पोर्टल था ये। उसमें किसान अपनी फसल का ब्यौरा लेंगे, लेकिन वो टाइम पे फिक्स हो गया। ये बिल्कुल बकवास था इनका ये जो पोर्टल था। एसएमएस के जरिए किसान को जानकारी देते थे कि आपके पास इतनी गेहूं है तो आप इतनी मंडी में लेके आइए। अब मेरे पास 12-13 एकड़ जमीन है, उसमें मैंने गेहूं बोई थी, ठीक है, और करीब 250 क्विंटल से ज्यादा मेरे पास गेहूं पैदा हुई है उस खेत में।
ओके।
250 क्विंटल से ज्यादा। उसके बाद क्या हुआ कि मंडी के अंदर मैं अगर लेके जाऊं तो करे कि जगह नहीं है इनके पास, मंडी ये प्रबंध नहीं कर पाए भंडारण का। मेरे पास, मैं घर पे से कैसे रखता इतने गेहूं को। एक तो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये आई। और उससे पहले जो गेहूं कटाई का जो सीजन था, गेहूं की जो मशीनें थी पंजाब से हमारे यहाँ पे थी, इन्होंने सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का बहाना बढ़ा करके एक भी मशीन पंजाब से हरियाणा में नहीं आने दी। कटाई की मशीन नहीं आई। लेबर जो बाहर से आते थे हमारे प्रवासी मजदूर, वो अंदर नहीं आ पाए कटाई के लिए। कटाई में देरी होगी और अब उठाने में देरी है, पेमेंट नहीं हो रही। सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम जो है, जब तक पेमेंट नहीं होगी, अगली फसल जो कॉटन का इलाका है हमारा, हम कैसे बोएंगे? कॉटन का बीज भी मैंने खरीदना है और उसके बाद ट्रैक्टर से खेत को मैंने उसको तैयार भी करना है। तेल चाहिएगा, तेल के लिए पैसा चाहिए।
तो उसने बोला कि आप लोग एडवांस में फर्टिलाइजर वगैरह सब खरीद चुके हैं। रिकॉर्ड में बोलते, जब कंपेयर करें आप अप्रैल 2019 से, इस बार रिकॉर्ड फर्टिलाइजर्स आप खरीद चुके हैं, यूरिया हो, कुछ भी हो, पेस्टिसाइड्स हो या सीड्स हो।
नहीं सर, और कैसे खरीदेंगे? आड़ती पैसे देता किसानों को, आड़ती के खाते में पैसे आएंगे इस बार, और उसके बाद आड़ती हमें देगा। आड़ती के पास पैसे नहीं आते जब तक वो पूरा ब्यौरा नहीं देगा आपने किस किसान को कितना कर्ज दिया है। वो आड़ती भी फंस गया इस बार। आड़ती पूरा ब्यौरा नहीं दे रहा इनको, सरकार को। इनकी पॉलिसी गलत थी सरकार की, उठान की नीति गलत थी इनकी, पेमेंट करने की नीति इनकी गलत थी। ये कह रहे कि 80% जो है ना किसान की फसल हमने उठा ली है। किसान के खेत में गेहूं पड़ा है, ऊपर से बरसात हो गई। ये सब झूठ बोलते हैं। हरियाणा का जो मैं उस इलाके से हूँ जहाँ से डिप्टी सीएम वहां पर रिप्रेजेंट करता है हरियाणा का।
अच्छा,
ठीक है, कहने के लिए वो बोलता है कि मैं किसान परिवार से हूँ। मुख्यमंत्री को ये नहीं पता गेहूं की फसल में कितना पानी दिया जाता है। इनकी तमाम पॉलिसी जो है वो किसान विरोधी सी हो चुकी है। और ये सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग की वजह से मंडी में गेहूं नहीं ले पाई हमारी। 4-4 बार चक्कर कटाए किसान के। इसलिए ये जो इनका कहना है कि 80% किसान की हमने फसल उठा ली है और किसान जो ना खुशहाल है और कुशल मंगल है, ये सब बकवास की बातें हैं।
तो आप एक बात में बताइए, आप माननीय प्रधानमंत्री या मुख्यमंत्री या एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टर, उनसे क्या मांगना चाहते हैं? आप क्या बोलना चाहते हैं उनको? सीधी तरीके से बोलिए आप, एक ही बात में।
सर, मांग ये है, वो सबसे पहले कृषि प्रधान देश की कृषि के बारे में तुरंत प्रभाव से कृषि नीति को सही करे। सबसे पहले कृषि बजट को बढ़ाए सबसे पहले। ये हमारी सबसे बड़ी मांग है। और जब तक वो किसान और कृषि को नहीं सुधारेगा, नहीं बदलेगा, ये कुछ भी पॉलिसी बनाते रहे, इनका नीति आयोग और इनका दूसरा आयोग, उसका कोई लाभ ही नहीं है।
ठीक है।
कृषि जो अर्थव्यवस्था थी वो इन्होंने और ज्यादा बर्बाद कर दी। इस प्रधानमंत्री ने, इसको पता ही नहीं है एग्रीकल्चर के बारे में, क्योंकि मार्केट से आया हुआ आदमी है। हाँ, हमने ये कहना है कि जब तक ये कृषि बजट नहीं बढ़ाएंगे, किसान की जो तमाम समस्याएं हैं, चाहे वो उसके बच्चों की शिक्षा का मामला है, उसके स्वास्थ्य का मामला है, वो कर्जदार बना बैठा है किसान, और उसकी जो जमीन है बहुत कम पड़ गई है, उसका रोजगार का मुद्दा है, ये बहुत सी बातें हैं।
क्योंकि वो पीएम किसान सम्मान और ये फसल बीमा, फर्टिलाइजर, सीड, सभी में सब्सिडी, इन चीजों में आपको काफी फायदा हुआ, ये बता रहे थे परसों प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में।
नहीं सर, फसल बीमा से हमारे पैसे काट लिए हैं, बड़ी बड़ी जो बीमा कंपनियां थी वो पैसा ले गई हैं, किसानों को 5% की वापसी इन्होंने नहीं दिया, जो फसल प्राकृतिक आपदा की वजह से जो नुकसान हुआ हमारा। बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियां, फॉरेन की, विदेश की कंपनियां भी थी, सारा का सारा पैसा वो लेगी हमारे खाते से काट के, फसल का जो बीमा था उसके नाम से। जब आपदाएं आई, ज्यादा बरसात हुई, ओलावृष्टि हुई या सूखा पड़ा, वापस कितना लौट आया, ये आंकड़े बता दे। और मैं उस क्षेत्र से हूँ, दिल्ली और मुंबई के लोग बोलते हैं बाउल ऑफ द वीट, गेहूं का कटोरा हमारा जो क्षेत्र है हरियाणा,
ओके,
उनका पेट हम भरते हैं। ये लोग जो है ना, ये हमें मूर्ख समझते हैं, हमें सब पता है, लेकिन बात ये है कि ये कुर्सी पे बैठ गए हैं और इन्होंने अपना किसान की चिंता ना मजदूर की चिंता है।
ठीक है।
ये जो कोविड-19 चला है, ये सबसे ज्यादा अगर इसकी मार किसी पे पड़ी है, किसान और मजदूर पे पड़ी है, क्योंकि वो जो एसी में बैठे हैं वो क्या जाने इस बात को, फसल कैसे उगती है और क्या क्या समस्या है।
पक्का आज की ये बात जो है दिल्ली तक जाएगा, और हो सके तो अगर नहीं सुनाई तो मैं और अगली बार और एक शो भी करने के लिए तैयार हूँ। थैंक यू।
ठीक है सर,
गॉड ब्लेस यू।
हम आपको पूरा थैंक यू। ओके,
राइट। So it's really I'm not unable to understand. No,
This
because they are very clear on record, stating that their produce bowl of wheat, now he calls his area, and represented by Honorable Deputy CM of that state, and he says they have looted them, they have taken everything away, multinational companies or foreign companies, and they are not getting anything.
This is reality.
Really, I'm surprised. So let me try Punjab also, see. What I have to hear from him also, I don't know. But still, I'll just try once. It's really shocking as to how, in this crisis, corona crisis time, food is essential.
Absolutely.
Without food, you cannot gain, generate that natural immunity. But food we found in abundance, very costly. The cost has really gone up. But here farmers...
I heard yesterday that in the containment areas of Pune, that there are now shortages beginning to peep in.
My goodness.
Of rice, of cereals, of pulses, and so on. Now, I don't experience that in my area here in Hyderabad, but I was talking to a friend in a containment area in Pune, and he says that prices have gone up.
But even in Hyderabad, in every shop, you don't get all. You have to go to one shop and then you have to go to the other one.
Yeah.
And because everything is not available in one store, that is also another problem. Hello, namaskaram andi, nenu Dr. Tangella Shivaprasad Reddy.
సార్ నమస్తే సార్, చెప్పండి సార్.
నమస్తే, మిమ్మల్ని మీరే ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసుకోండి, మీ పేరు చెప్పి మీరు ఏ ప్రాంతం నుంచో.
అది నాగరికల్లో డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ వెళ్ళండి మండలం సార్, కుట్ర విలేజ్.
మీ పేరు చెప్పండి.
జగత్ రెడ్డి సార్ మా పేరు.
కేంద్ర రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వాలు రైతులకు కానీ మిగతా వాళ్ళందరికీ న్యాయం చేస్తున్నాం, వాళ్ళందరూ సంతోషంగా ఉన్నారని చెప్తున్నారు.
ఏం న్యాయం చేస్తున్నాం సార్? మాకైతే మా ఏరియా అయితే, మా ఊర్లో అయితే చాలా అధ్వానంగా ఉన్నాం సార్ మేము.
ఎందుకని?
ఏం సార్, వర్షాలు లేవు మాకు, తాగే నీళ్ళు ఒకటి గదొకటే పోయినాం సార్ మా ఊర్లో. మిషన్
దగ్గర నీళ్లు తప్పించి పసులు వాళ్ళకు కూడా గడ్డి లేదు, తినడానికి మిషన్ లేవు అన్నట్టు అయిపోయింది. వర్షాలు లేవు, నీళ్లు లేవు, అసలు ఉన్న బోర్లు ఎండిపోయినాయి. తినని ఒక మామిడి తోటలు ఉంటే ఆ మామిడి తోటలు మొత్తం కాయలు రాలిపోయినాయి. గాలికి వాన పడేయలేనే గాలి వచ్చి మొత్తం రాలిపోయినాయి.
అయ్యో.
మేమైతే చాలా లాస్ లో ఉన్నాం సార్.
అంటే అది ఇన్సూరెన్స్, క్రాప్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కూడా ఏదో ఉంది కదా మీకు?
సార్ ఏమంటారు?
క్రాప్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్, క్రాప్ ఇట్లా
ఏం చేయలేదు, ఇన్సూరెన్స్ చేయలేదు, ఏం చేయలేదు, మొత్తం ఉన్న కాకి రాలిపోయినాయి మాడికాయలు. నీళ్లు పోసి కష్టపడితే ఏం లాభం లేదు, లాస్ట్ మూమెంట్కి వచ్చినాక అది కూడా పోయింది.
అంటే మళ్ళీ ప్రభుత్వం తరఫున మీకు ఏం వస్తలేదా నష్టపరిహారం కానీ నెలకింత
ఇస్తుంది? లేదు సార్, మాకైతే ఏం ఇయ్యలేదు, ఏం లేదు. ఎవరు వచ్చి సూచన కూడా లేరు.
అదేంటి ప్రభుత్వం రికార్డులో చెప్తుంది, మేము అంతా చూస్తున్నాం చేస్తున్నాం అందరు సంతోషంగా ఉన్నారని చెప్తున్నారు.
ఏడొచ్చు సార్, మేము కొట్ల మండలానికి 4 కిలోమీటర్ల దూరం ఉన్నాం మేము. ఊరు ఎందండ మండలం. ఏది రాలేదు, మా దానికి ఎవరు రాలేదు.
మరి ఏమేం పంటలు వేస్తారు అక్కడ మీరు?
వరి పంటది, పత్తి పంటది, కానీ ఇంకా నీళ్ళు లేదు. వానాకాలం మంచి
రైతు బంధు అవన్నీ వస్తున్నాయా మీకు? మళ్ళీ
కొంతమందికి వచ్చాయి, కొంతమందికి రాలేదు.
అందరికి రాలేదా రైతు బంధు? రైతు బంధు వల్ల ఏమైనా లాభం కాలేదా మీకు కొద్దిగా?
రైతు బంధు వాటి వల్ల చూసారు లాభం కాదా వచ్చాయి కదా. కొంతమందికి ఏమో 6 ఎకరాల లోపల వాళ్ళకు, కొంతమందికి వచ్చినాయి, కొంతమందికి రికార్డు పక్కన లేని వాళ్ళకు అది రానే లేదు. అంతా వచ్చాయి.
అంటే ఇక రుణమాఫీ కూడా చేసింది కదా ప్రభుత్వం?
ఏం చేయలేదు సార్ రుణమాఫీ ఇంకా.
అవునా? ఏం చెప్పదలుచుకున్నారు కేంద్ర రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వాలకు మీరు?
ఏం చెప్తాం సార్, ఇంక ఏం చెప్పినా ఈసారి పరిస్థితి ఘోరంగానే ఉండదు.
కరోనా వల్ల అన్నిటికన్నీ మార్కెట్లు మీ దగ్గరికే వస్తున్నాయి, మీకు అన్ని న్యాయం చేస్తున్నాం, ఎవరికి ఇబ్బందులు కలగవని చెప్తున్నారు కదా.
మార్కెట్లో అంటే మాకు ఏమో పంటలు పండి ఏమన్నా ఏంటుంది సార్ మా దానా ఏమన్నా పంట పంటే ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి కొంటున్నారు అనేది లేదు. ఈ మండలం మొత్తం ఎడారిగానే ఉంది. ఏముంది మాకు నీళ్ళ ఏముంది, కాలువ గీలువ లేదు కదా. కాలువ ఉన్న వాళ్ళకు కొద్దిగా నయమే ఉంది అనుకో, మంచిగా గ్రౌండ్ వాటర్ డ్రైనింగ్ బాగానే ఉంది అనుకో. ఏమి లేదు.
పిల్లలు వాళ్ళంతా ఎక్కడున్నారు?
ఇంకా హైదరాబాద్ బతకడానికి పోయారు సార్, ఇంకా ఏం చేస్తుంది ఇంకా.
సరే,
హైదరాబాద్ గవర్నమెంట్ జాబులు లేవు, ఏదో లేదు, కానీ ఏదో ప్రైవేట్లోనో అన్నో ఇన్నో ఏదో అదో చేసుకుంటాం.
ఎందుకు ఊర్లో సక్కగా లేనందుక మీకు వ్యవసాయం ఇది సరిగ్గా నడవనందుకు?
వ్యవసాయం ఏం చేస్తాం సార్, నీళ్లుంటేనే కదా చేయడానికి. వర్షానికి నమ్ముకొని చేస్తే అది ఏదో పత్తి ఇంట్లో అంతా వెళ్ళింది సార్. ఇంకా
దానికి ధర వచ్చిందా?
ధర గవర్నమెంట్ సిసిఐలు కొన్నారు, అది నయమే అయింది అనుకో కదా. అది బాగానే ఉన్నది.
సరే, మళ్ళీ
పంటలు ఏంటి పంటలే.
మళ్ళీ పత్తి ఏమైనా వేస్తున్నారా మళ్ళీ ఈసారి?
ఏమో దున్ని పెట్టాం సార్,
మళ్ళీ ఎరువులు, దానికి కావాల్సిన ఎరువులు కానీ మిగతా కొన్నారా?
ఇంకా ఏం కొనాలి సార్, దుక్కులు తయారు చేస్తున్నాం.
ప్రభుత్వం రాయితీలు ఇస్తుంది కదా ఎరువులకు, ఈ విత్తనాలకు, అన్నిటికీ.
మాకైతే ఏం ఇవ్వలేదు, ఎవరు చెప్పలేదు సార్.
అదేంటే అంతా మేము పెద్ద ఎత్తున వాళ్ళకు రాయితీలు ఇస్తున్నామని చెప్తున్నారు కదా.
ఏ సార్ మరి ఇంకా మేము వచ్చి ఈ రైతులనే కదా, ఇంకా మరి మేము రెడ్యూస్లే కానీ ఏది మాకైతే ఎవరు ఏం చెప్పలేదు.
సరే, ఏం కావాలి మరి? ఏమన్నా అడుగుతారా మీరు ప్రభుత్వాన్ని?
ఇంకేం జరుగుతాం సార్, ఇస్తే ఇంక విత్తనాలు ఎరువులు ఇస్తే బాగానే ఉంటుంది, కానీ ఏం ఇస్తారో ఏమో.
సరే, రైట్, ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
సో ఇక్కడ చూసిన అయితే బాధ ఉన్నది వీళ్ళది, ఎవరిది, బికాస్ దే ఆర్ లిటరలీ సఫరింగ్ ఐ ఫీల్. ప్లస్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు రిలేట్ దేర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. ఈ మ్యాంగో మొత్తం గాలి దుమార్లకు పోయిందంటూ మరి దాన్ని ఎట్లా కంపెన్సేట్ చేస్తారు? మ్యాంగో
కాంపెన్సేషన్ లేదేం లేదు,
నథింగ్, దే కెనాట్ కంపెన్సేట్ ఎనీథింగ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ రియలీ సంథింగ్. హీ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు ఈవెన్ పుట్ ఇట్ అక్రాస్ అట్లీస్ట్ రైతు బంధు దే సే ఫర్ సమ్ దేర్. हाँ जी, नमस्कार सुखदेव सिंह जी।
नमस्कार जी, नमस्कार।
मैं डॉक्टर तंगेल्ला शिव प्रसाद रेड्डी। तो क्या हाल है साहब पंजाब में?
पंजाब में देखो जो कंडीशन है, एक तो है गेहूं वाली कंडीशन है जो हमारी, वो तो ये है कि एक तो इस बार क्लाइमेट गेहूं के फेवर में नहीं रहा, और जिसकी वजह से मतलब क्या हुआ कि मतलब जो बीट का यील्ड कम हुआ।
लेकिन बम्पर क्रॉप हुआ बोल के बोलते हैं ना मंत्री जी
तो
सब।
वैसे ही बोल देते हैं।
हाँ,
उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ ना कि जो लेट मतलब अभी भी जैसे कल भी बारिश हुई ना हमारे,
अच्छा, पंजाब
भी
में।
हमारे बारिश हुई।
ओके, कौन सी इलाका है ये पंजाब में?
है जी,
कौन सी इलाका है आपका पंजाब में?
मेरा बठिंडे मानो आप।
हाँ, कल बारिश हुआ, ठीक है, बताइए।
हाँ हाँ, तो पंजाब के काफी हिस्सों में बारिश हुई, कल पटियाला में भी हुई, बठिंडा में हुई, मानसा में हुई, बरनाला में हुई, काफी एरियो में बारिश है कल। पिछले दिनी सेंटर की एक टीम आई मतलब प्रोक्योरमेंट के संबंध में।
ओके।
उसने क्या किया, पटियाला, फतेहगढ़ साहब और मोहाली, ये 3 डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं हमारे, ये 3 डिस्ट्रिक्टों का दौरा करने के बाद उन्होंने कहा कि यहाँ जो बीट का दाना है ना वो इसमें कमजोर है कुछ, इसलिए 9 रुपए 18 पैसे पर मतलब जो क्विंटल है वो आपको नहीं पर वो पर बैग आपको इसका डैमेज लगेगा। मतलब वो जिसमें ये डैमेज वो ही लगा रहे हैं जहां FCI है। तो ये 150 से ज्यादा जो खरीद के हमारे सेंटर है ना, परचेज सेंटर, ये FCI कोड है। और वो कह रहे हैं कि हम तो डैमेज के साथ खरीदेंगे, नहीं खरीदेंगे, जिससे 15 करोड़ रुपए का जो मतलब घाटा है वो किसानों को जा रहा है।
बाबा भारी रकम है वो। हाँ,
तो मतलब स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हमारी कह रही है कि नहीं यार ऐसा मत करो, पहले ही मतलब यील्ड कम आया है, फार्मर पहले ही मतलब लॉस में है, आप एक नया लॉस इसको क्यों पा रहे हो। वो कह रहे हैं कि आप भरपाई कर दो, हमारे को क्या है कि जी 15 करोड़ रुपया किसानों को स्टेट गवर्नमेंट दे दे। और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इस पे साइलेंट है क्योंकि वो कह रही है हमारे पास पैसे ही नहीं, हम कहाँ से ले लेंगे। तो एक तो प्रॉब्लम जहाँ ये है, दूसरी प्रॉब्लम है जो कि बारदाना है ना जो वो नहीं है मार्केट में। अभी तक मतलब 68 लाख टन कणक की खरीद हुई है कल तक। मतलब 130 लाख टन मतलब है एस्टीमेट के टोटल बीट आएगा मार्केट में।
ओके।
130 लाख मतलब टन से सिर्फ 68 लाख टन की खरीद कल तक हुई है, जो कल का फैक्ट है।
कल माने 3 तारीख, 3 मई
3 मई तक। मतलब जिसको हम कह सकते हैं कि 60% से थोड़ा ऊपर ही खरीद हुई है। अभी मतलब 40 मतलब कम 40% से कुछ कम जो है वो अभी लोगों के पास बीट पड़ी है। और उसका बीट पड़ने का जो मेन वजह है वो बारदाना नहीं है।
ओके।
क्योंकि जो बारदाना ये खरीदते हैं कलकत्ता से जूट का, और वो कुछ तो फंस गया रास्ते में लॉकडाउन की वजह से। उस लॉकडाउन की वजह होने से वो फैक्ट्रियां भी बंद होंगी।
ओके।
अब ये कह रहे हैं कि पिछले साल वाला बारदाना जिसके पास पड़ा है, जो पहला एक बार इसमें काम आया हुआ है ना पैडी में, वो उसको यूज कर लो। वो आड़ती कह रहे हैं कि यार ये गेहूं वाला तो मतलब यूज हो जाता है इसमें पैडी में, क्योंकि पैडी की पैकिंग 35 kg है पर बैग, गेहूं का है 50 kg पर बैग, इसलिए वो काम नहीं आता। दूसरी जो प्रॉब्लम है वो है कि पहले जब हमारी मतलब ये तुल जाती थी ना, मतलब वेट हो जाता था, बोरियां भर जाती थी, तो जिस भी एजेंसी ने वो खरीदी है उसके बाद उसकी जिम्मेवारी होती थी कि बीघे कम होए ज्यादा होए मतलब उसमें नमी की वजह से वो उसका तोल भी कई बार वेट भी कम हो जाता है।
ओके।
इस बार उन्होंने कह दिया कि जब तक ये स्टोर में नहीं लगेगी ना, तब तक आड़ती और किसान की ही जिम्मेवारी रहेगी। और उसमें आड़तियों को ज्यादा लॉस हो रहा है। वजह यह है कि जब गेहूं मतलब ये बारिश आ जाती है तो भीग जाता है, उसका डैमेज आड़ती को पड़ जाता है। फिर आड़ती किसान से करता है यार मेरा क्या कसूर है, वो फिर कहता है यार आध वध कर लो अपा।
नहीं,
कुल मिला के मतलब ये नुकसान होता है ना फिर इससे। इसलिए एक ये प्रॉब्लम है कि पहले तो जब मतलब हमारा तोल हो गया, हमारी पर्ची बन गई, जेपा कट गया, तो जिस भी एजेंसी ने खरीदा है वो मतलब उसकी जिम्मेवारी हो जाती थी। वो कम होए ज्यादा होए, भीगे ना भीगे, वो उसकी जिम्मेवारी है।
ओके।
इस बार ये कि इन्होंने नया प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर दिया है। दूसरा ये है कि ये कैश क्रेडिट लिमिट पहले जो बनाता थी सेंटर, जो स्टेट खरीदता है ना, परचेज करता है, वो मतलब पूरे गेहूं के पेड़ की एक बार दे देता था। अब ये हर महीने की देता है कि इसको आप रिन्यू कराओ कैश क्रेडिट लिमिट को, मतलब हर मंथ करवाओ। अब मई का जो कैश क्रेडिट लिमिट है वो अभी आया नहीं, 10,000 करोड़ के लगभग वो बढ़ेगा। जब तक वो नहीं आएगा तब तक किसानों को पेमेंट नहीं होएगी। ये कह रहे हैं कि वो जल्दी आ जाएगा, जब वो आएगा तो किसानों को पेमेंट होएगी। ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम है। ये तो बीट के संबंध में है, इतना तो हमारी प्रॉब्लम।
तो
अब आ गई नेक्स्ट क्रॉप की। नेक्स्ट क्रॉप में मेन क्रॉप है पैडी। पैडी में ये क्या कर रहे हैं इस बार, मतलब जैसे मतलब पंजाब में जो कुछ एरिया ऐसा है जहाँ ग्राउंड वाटर अच्छा है, जिसको हम मीठा पानी बोलते हैं पंजाबी में।
ओके।
और वहां एक वैरायटी लगती है पूषा 44। वो वैरायटी का यील्ड अच्छा है, लेकिन उसकी मतलब वो है ना जो स्वाइंग पीरियड है उसका, मतलब पकने का पीरियड है जो,
ओके,
वो लंबा है। वो दूसरी पैडी थी जो पीएयू की वैरायटी है ना, पंजाब एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी की वैरायटी है,
ओके,
उससे वो 20 दिन 25 दिन ज्यादा ले लेती है।
ओके।
इस बार इन्होंने कहा कि हम पीढ़ी उषा भी नहीं खरीदेंगे और पूषा 44 भी नहीं खरीदेंगे।
अरे ये कैसा? हाँ,
इन्होंने मतलब अभी बोल दिया है कि आप कोई भी आप पूषा 44 लगाएगा वैरायटी, या पीढ़ी उषा पूषा लगाएगा, येलो पूषा, हम उसको नहीं खरीदेंगे। और उसके लिए वो आर्गुमेंट देते हैं कि इससे जो इसका मतलब जो पीरियड है पकड़ने का वो लंबा है, इसलिए पानी की कंजप्शन इसमें ज्यादा हो जाती है। तो जब फार्मर कहता है कि हम कम टाइम में पकड़ने वाली हाइब्रिड लगा देते हैं, तो वो कहते नहीं हाइब्रिड नहीं खरीदेंगे।
तो किसान दुविधा में है पैडी के हिसाब से।
नहीं, वो कह रहे हैं कि जो लगाओ सिर्फ वो ही वैरायटी लगाओ जो पीएयू की है, पंजाब एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी लुधियाना की वैरायटी ही लगाओ। और उसमें प्रॉब्लम ये है कि उसका इनकी सब वैरायटियों का यील्ड कम है। एक तो ये हुआ,
मेहनत वही है, यील्ड कम है।
की वैरायटी थी, एक मिनट, एक पीएयू की वैरायटी थी, उसका नाम था पीएयू 201।
ओके।
वो सबसे बढ़िया वैरायटी थी और वो कम समय भी लेती थी और उसका यील्ड भी अच्छा था। लेकिन 2 साल पहले इन्होंने उसकी परचेज बंद कर दी।
क्यों, किस वजह से ये बंद हुआ? क्यों? अच्छी तरह से जब समय कम होता है
इसलिए बंद की। उन्होंने आर्गुमेंट ये लिया उसका बंद करने का कि उसमें ना उस वैरायटी में आयरन कंटेंट ज्यादा था। और आयरन कंटेंट ज्यादा होने से क्या था, उसमें एक लाइन रेड कलर की आती थी उसके मतलब चावल में। वो कहते हैं कि जब वो उसकी रेड कलर की वो हटाने के लिए ना, वो लाइन हटाने के लिए रेड कलर वाली
आयरन कंटेंट हटाने के लिए
करनी पड़ती है इसको शैलरिंग वालों को, ताकि वाइट चावल बने ना वो।
तो आयरन कंटेंट हटाने के लिए क्या प्रोसेस है वो
जब मतलब शैलरिंग करते हैं ना,
ओके,
तो ऊपरों मतलब उसकी पॉलिश उतारते हैं ना जी।
हाँ जी,
ताकि वो ऊपरला जो मतलब सबसे बढ़िया कंटेंट तो ऊपर वाला ही होता है ना चावल का।
अब कोरोना के टाइम पे आयरन कंटेंट राइस तो चाहिए, लेकिन गलत कर दिया ना उन्होंने।
वैसे भी सर आप ये देखो ना कि चावल में 19 एलिमेंट है, लेकिन अगर आप उसकी पॉलिश उतार देते हो तो सिर्फ उसमें कार्बोहाइड्रेट से अलावा कुछ नहीं रहता,
शुगर प्रोड्यूसिंग ज्यादा रहता है,
बस सिर्फ कार्बोहाइड्रेट ही रहता है और कुछ नहीं रहता।
वंडरफुल।
वो सारा पॉलिश में ही चला जाता है। इसीलिए तो जो मतलब ये जो फूड है ना, जिसको हम इंडस्ट्रियल फूड बोलते हैं, यही तो इसका नुकसान है जो पता नहीं लोगों को।
फिर ये आपके यूनिवर्सिटी ने किस तरह से फिर उसको एक्सेप्ट किया?
नहीं, यूनिवर्सिटी के जिन डॉक्टर ने इनकी वो निकाली थी ना ये TU201 वैरायटी, और मतलब वो तो बेचारे रो रहे थे। हम उनको मिलने गए थे कि देखो यार हमने इतनी बढ़िया वैरायटी निकाली और इतना इसमें फूड वैल्यू भी इसमें ज्यादा है का, और न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू इसमें ज्यादा है। और ये चावल ये असल में क्या है ना, जब वो वाइट करते हैं ना चावल शैलरिंग वाले, तो उसमें टोटा आ जाता है, ज्यादा टूट जाते हैं वो कमजोर हो जाता है ना जब आप ऊपर से उसको उतारोगे।
हाँ, समझ गए।
तो वो कमजोर होगा टूटेगा। वो कहते हैं कि इसमें टोटा ज्यादा आता है। इसलिए अगर हम पानी वाली प्रॉब्लम उनके साथ करते हैं कि हमें TU201 लगाने दो, फिर ये इसका सोइंग स्पीड भी कम है और न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू भी कम है और पानी की कंजम्पशन भी कम है। वो कहते हैं उसको, वो इंडस्ट्री वालों ने वो कर ली ना लॉबिंग इनके साथ, वो इंडस्ट्री वाले नहीं लगने देते। एक तो हमारी प्रॉब्लम है वैरायटी के संबंध में ये।
ओके।
दूसरी हमारी प्रॉब्लम अब आएगी कि जो जितना भी हमारे जो ट्रांसप्लांट करते हैं ना पैडी को, वो करती है यूपी बिहार की लेबर।
यूपी बिहार के लिए, ठीक है।
हाँ, यूपी बिहार की लेबर आती है, उनको लगाना आता है क्योंकि चावल जो क्रॉप है ये पंजाब की नेचुरल क्रॉप नहीं है। ये तो सिर्फ जो पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम चलाने के लिए पंजाब पे थोपी गई थी, ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन के नाम पे।
ओके।
इसलिए हमें ये ट्रांसप्लांट ही नहीं ना करने आती। अब पर लोगों के सामने प्रॉब्लम ये आ रही है कि यार अगर लेबर ही नहीं मिली तो ट्रांसप्लांट कैसे कराएंगे।
ओके।
इसलिए एक तो लेबर की प्रॉब्लम आएगी। उसकी वजह से कुछ एरिया में कॉटन की सोइंग इस बार ज्यादा हो रही है। किसान डर गया ना कि इतनी कैसे करेंगे यार। अगर लोकल लेबर लगाएंगे तो लोकल लेबर से उतनी लगती नहीं, वो 4 लोग एकड़ लगा देते हैं, हमारे 8-9 लोग एकड़ लगाते हैं। लोकल लेबर है जो हमारी, वो 9 लोग 9 दिहाड़ी लगती है, वो 4 दिहाड़ी में एक लगा देते हैं वो। इसलिए वो अगर रेट दुगना, मुझे लोकल वाली लेबर पे रेट भी तो डबल मांगेगी ना।
हाँ, समझ गए।
हाँ, तो फिर अब किसान को ये लग रहा है डबल रेट देके कैसे काम चलेगा।
ठीक है।
फिर मेरी कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन बढ़ जाएगी।
हाँ जी।
इसलिए एक तो ये है, इसलिए इसके बारे में हम थोड़ा गवर्नमेंट के साथ ये करना चाहते हैं कि यार ये जो नरेगा वाली लेबर है इसको लगा दो ना इसमें एग्रीकल्चर।
ठीक है।
ताकि उनको काम मिल जाए, लोगों का काम हो जाए। ये दोनों काम ही कर सकता है ना।
ठीक है।
उनको 100 दिन का रोजगार मिल जाएगा।
हाँ जी।
किसानों की मतलब
हाँ, समझ गया। आपका लेबर का परेशानी दूर हो जाएगी, मरेगा से उनको 100 दिन का उनको भी मिल जाएगा।
अभी तक तो देखो प्रॉब्लम यही है।
एक बात में आप कंप्लीट करिए, क्या बोलना चाहते हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी को और आपके राष्ट्र मुख्यमंत्री जी को?
नहीं, हम एक तो ये बोलना चाहते हैं कि ये जो एफसीआई ऐसा कर रही है ना कि डैमेज पा रही है, जिससे 15 करोड़ का घाटा किसानों को पड़ेगा, कि इस क्राइसिस के समय जब किसान इतनी मेहनत से लॉकडाउन होने के बावजूद भी मतलब मंडियों में गेहूं लेकर आ रहा है, तो यार ये तो उसको मतलब 15 करोड़ घाटा देने की बजाय उसको कोई थोड़ा मोटा बोनस देना चाहिए।
ठीक है,
एक तो हमारी डिमांड ये है।
ओके।
और दूसरा हमारा ये है कि जब तो हमने गेहूं तोल दिया ना, कोई भी हमने मतलब हमारा तोल हो गया, हमारा जे फार्म कटा गया,
ओके,
तो हमारी कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं, फिर वो संबंधित एजेंसी की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होनी चाहिए। वो एजेंसी वाले को वहां सेट बनवाए ना मार्केट कमेटी से। जब मार्केट कमेटी फीस लेती है तो वो मतलब
उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हो जाएगी
आपका, तो वो करे ना फिर।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी,
ठीक है ना,
राइट।
एक जी एक 24 घंटे के अंदर अंदर किसानों की पेमेंट उनके खाते में आनी चाहिए।
ओके।
एक ये है कि मतलब PAU 201 वैरायटी हमारी जो मतलब PAU की है, वो लगाने की हमें
न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू जो है उसी को लगाने के लिए आपको परमिशन दी जानी चाहिए,
परमिशन दिया जाए,
और खरीदने का भी वादा दिया जाए, ताकि लोगों के लिए अच्छा है और आपको भी कम समय में आएगा, न्यूट्रिशनल वैल्यू आएगा,
समय में आएगा और उसमें न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू भी ज्यादा है।
डेफिनेटली। थैंक यू मिस्टर सुखदेव सिंह जी।
ओके सर।
Right. So now I think we have given enough time to farmers. Now I think we will not take up the COVID spread now in this discussion, because I want you to concentrate on this farmers issue, because I am totally startled and I am unable to understand how can a government so blatantly, and that too a planning commission member who claims himself to be a farmer himself, how can he deny all these things?
You know, to understand this, you have to go a little back into history.
Yeah.
There is a term called, in economics, terms of trade. Terms of trade basically means that when prices rise, the price of industrial produce which is selling to agriculture, is it rising faster, or is agricultural produce selling to the industrial sector rising faster?
Okay.
Now, this is called terms of trade. Now, in terms of trade, what happened is that for a long time, till about 1980, by and large, I'm saying,
Right.
The terms of trade was in favor of agriculture.
Right.
That is, the price of agricultural produce was rising faster
Okay.
than basically the price of industrial goods
Right.
selling to agriculture.
Yes, sir, you are trying to relate.
So basically, between 1980 and 90 or thereabouts roughly, the terms of trade were swung both ways.
Okay.
That is, sometimes it was in favor of agriculture and sometimes it was in favor of industry.
Right.
But since about 1990,
Okay.
it has been more or less in favor of industry.
Right. Agriculture
So,
gone.
so basically agriculture has been given a backseat
Okay.
in India. And this is largely the case, in fact, world over.
Right.
In a sense, because what ultimately people were looking at is, let us make profit and more profit, and obviously they saw that you can make more profit in industry, and therefore they said, all right, let us encourage industry.
Okay.
Now, what did agriculture do? It made two demands. And this started with Chaudhary Charan Singh.
Okay.
It said that, listen, you invest in infrastructure which will help agriculture.
Right.
And the second thing is that you raise the prices of agricultural produce, right?
Okay.
Now, both these things didn't quite happen the way that the agricultural sector wanted.
Right.
So, when you look at the history of agriculture with respect to industry, agriculture has really been given the backseat in all this. So, they've been taking a beating in this, which is why what is basically happening is that the next generation, younger generation today, they do not want to do agriculture. They want to come to cities and then do something or the other, whether it is a tier 2 city or a tier 3
Greener
city.
pastures overnight without any labor, hard labor.
Absolutely. Okay.
So our mind
Now-
is fine tuned to that.
Now, actually, the agricultural sector's problems will not go away for a very fundamental reason. And that fundamental reason is that if you do not look at exchange just in terms of money, but look at exchange in terms of energy,
Right. The basic food to survive.
So what happens with energy is that if you look at the amount of, there is a term called embodied energy. Embodied energy is, the total amount of energy that is put into any product.
Right.
Like if I take my cell phone, there is some energy that goes into making the plastic, there is some energy that goes into making the electronics and the display and everything. All that energy together is called the embodied energy. So when you look at the embodied energy of the produce that the agricultural sector produces and gives to industry, it is 60% more than the embodied energy that industry gives agriculture. Now we have done these computations for industry and agriculture.
Okay.
Now why does this happen? It happens because there is a difference between a thermodynamic equation and an economic equation.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Now in a thermodynamic equation, the energy input has to be equal to the energy output in any process.
Okay.
In an economic equation, the energy that comes, direct solar energy that comes as solar energy for agriculture
Right.
is not counted as
An input for
is not valued.
value. Okay.
So what happens is that all that energy which actually goes into your crop as solar energy is not valued, and since it is not valued, there is a complete mismatch between the economic equation and the thermodynamic equation. And this is where any sector which is producing something with more of solar energy is actually going to be at a disadvantage.
Okay.
And any country which is more dependent on direct solar energy is going to be at a disadvantage, and this is what is called an unequal exchange.
Okay.
And so agriculture suffers. And therefore India also, in a sense, when it exchanges with America,
Right.
suffers. Or all third world countries which are more dependent on solar energy, for the total basket of goods that they make, they suffer in this process. So unless you actually remove this unequal exchange,
Okay.
you are not going to be able to fix this problem of the agricultural sector being permanently backward as compared to the industrial sector.
Okay. So you mean to say now the state governments and central government, in liaison with the farming community, they have to understand properly the thermodynamics as to how you can market this, as you rightly said, solar energy packaged industry. You should be able to equate it with the industrial gains in this modern world.
Yes.
And for that, I think you common man, even the youngsters should be more well informed.
Absolutely.
Because as you rightly said, the energy which they derive
Yeah.
is not from the industrial products. It is basically the solar energy driven agriculture industry.
Yes.
So I am calling it as an industry now.
Okay.
Because they are industrious, farmers are industrious, farm laborers are really hard working. And see today, because of the lockdown, they are in a withered state. Absolutely in a withered state.
Absolutely.
And as he claims, Mr. Sukhdev Singh, there is no labor. We are coining term migrant because what he says, 4 migrant laborers job is done by 9 local ones, and even they demand more. So such is the benefit you have because of this migration, so-called the guest labor. So such people are being harassed and haunted today. It
Absolutely.
is really surprising and shocking how governments are so lethargic, even in giving about numbers, even in purchasing train tickets. Now there is politics going on. Central government should have come to their rescue, including state governments. Instead, this has become a big mess.
They should have done this 4 weeks back.
Yeah.
Actually, simply take the migrants by train
Yeah.
to their respective states. Why couldn't they do it in the first week of April itself, or even in the last week of March? And what is shocking is Karnataka, asking for absolutely exorbitant prices for the bus fares.
That's what. Now they said they are going to bear it, Karnataka. For that
No.
matter, now, when opposition said we are going to foot the bill, now all chief ministers on record now they are stating that they are going to take care of the train tickets or whatever it is, even if the bus travel. And
Yeah, you
but
see-
more than that, now these people should be, these migrants should be provided with a monthly basic income till this lockdown settles, and till, as rightly said, farmers start getting a right price for their produce, because they have to go back to the main farming sector basically, and at least their services should be now utilized in the local areas. As the farmers, as he rightly came, Marega should be implied or should be implemented
Absolutely.
in relation to at least now the coming season.
Absolutely.
Don't you think so? At least that way the labor shortage can be,
Absolutely.
farmers can be happy.
I mean,
The laborers who have gone back to their respective states or villages, even they will also be happy. They're industrious, they're very experienced labor now.
you see, I would go a step further, though that will take a little more time to do, basically. Right now, in this situation, government's first job is really to look after people's welfare, which means that you feed them first. If they want to go home, then you reach them home. Okay. After that, of course, the COVID-19 fight is there, whatever it be. Now, we won't touch that topic too much today.
Let's pay respect to the farming community.
Let's come back. Now, we got into this whole problem, in part because what government did is it abandoned its fundamental duty to its citizens, and its fundamental duty to its citizens is basically to look after its citizens. What does it mean? It basically means that you have to make food and water a fundamental right. You have to make health a fundamental right, and you have to make environment a fundamental right. Why do I say this? Simple, actually. It's very logical. You can enjoy good health if you have ample and nutritious food and water.
Absolutely.
And you can have nutritious food and water if your environment is good.
Right.
The three are completely interlinked. Now, if that is the thing, then what government should do is to say that these are fundamental rights of all citizens, and these are the fundamental duties, though we don't have a concept called a fundamental duty of the state in the Constitution. But I think if people of India say that it should become the government's fundamental duty in due course of time, I don't see why it shouldn't become a fundamental duty of the government to do these three things. And
food and water.
Yes, food, health,
and then environment. They're all interlinked, as you rightly said.
Absolutely interlinked.
Right.
And right away, in fact, they should allocate 30% of their budget, both union budget as well as state government budgets,
only for these
items.
And they should be fundamental.
Yeah. Right now, I find that in the union budget, even if we stretch it, a bit, about 15% of the union budget is being allocated for food and water. Most of it is for food. 2% is for health. 12% is actually for food and water, about 2% for health, and 0.1% for environment is what the union budget allocation is. This has to change. It's only then in a long term, and I'm saying this particularly because in the next 20 years, we're going to be hit by a much bigger calamity called climate change. It's going to be much bigger than COVID-19. And we have to prepare ourselves for that. Now, I did a little calculation in all this. Now, the Economic Survey of India said that basically the GDP growth this year, it projected, saying that it will be something like about between 6 and 6.5%. Okay. Now, which basically means it will be somewhere in the region of about approximately whatever it be, we'll come to that a bit. Fine. Now, if you look at 30% of the union budget, that comes to approximately 9.1 lakh crores. Okay. Now, the projections are that the GDP growth will obviously not be 6 or 6.5%. It will be either 2% or even minus 2%. Now, if there is a drop of between 4 to 8% in the GDP growth, it means the loss is going to be somewhere of the order of between 9 to 18 lakh crores. So actually your investment of 30% is exactly the amount, even if you take the higher end, that is, that your GDP growth will be only 2%. Okay. you are literally going to actually invest in something which is going to be extremely useful for your people of India.
Ultimately, it is for the people.
Exactly.
It's for the people.
So our lack of investment in the welfare of our own people
Right.
is in a sense what has led us to this situation, and we need to go back and reflect and think and demand that the welfare of the people comes first
Right.
as far as the state goes,
Right.
and encouraging all kinds of profit making ventures and so on can only come second.
Right. Right. Until and unless you survive with proper health, through health you have happiness, and then you can plan for many things.
Absolutely.
So until and unless you have this, you can never plan for anything else. Otherwise, this same catastrophe will continue.
We have to change all this.
So this is for today, as our guest rightly stated. Food and water, health and environment should become fundamental. And for every, whether it is state or central government, these should become fundamental aspects in all respects. So at least now, governments should ponder over this, and immediately they should make these things as fundamental to the existence, so that we can survive in a better way. We can overcome any COVID-like situations. As is rightly claimed, tomorrow if the climate change happens, until and unless you invest 30% of your budget on food and water, health and environment, people are going to face a big risk, for which the governments, whether it is state level or at the union level, will be equally held responsible. So at least start changing your thinking. Your industry should see to that people are first happy, hale and healthy, and if you want them to be hale and healthy, and if you want them to sustain with natural immunity, it is food and water. Only with that you get health. And all three together, if environment with ecological balance survives only, we can. And even the government, the overnight, 3 days back, they have been on record stating that the GDP of India will not fall down because you have such huge grain in the market and also stored. They said it is contributing to more than 50 to 60%. When you feel that farmers have done their job, now through this discussion right from Gujarat to Punjab and Haryana, it has been made very clear as to how farmers are literally suffering. So what about your inflated figures? That every farmer is happy because their produce is bought at a very good rate, and even they are ready to sow the next crop. With these startling revelations, at least now the state governments and union governments should immediately come to the rescue of the farmer and farming community, lest it will be very difficult to fight COVID, corona. As to food is essential, it is quintessential to fight any infection. And mind you, even the farmer from Punjab is very categorical. It states that the governments have heeded to industry and they have removed a better quality rice production, which is nutritious, having so many elements. When he could explain it to us, how is that government, in the name of industry sponsored seeds, how is that you are trying to destroy such a wonderful crop which is being produced by Punjab? All these things are there on record, and I only hope that state and union governments will not ponder over and will not again try to inflate with figures, but stick to reality, understand farmers' problems, come to their rescue, including those migrants who have been crisscrossing India, in the vain hope that all their efforts till now are sustained and they are taken care of, for which you need to come up with a good plan, like protecting farmers with right price, coming to their rescue because their produce is really hit by whether it is rains or others, and also because they are not been getting a proper price and everything is being controlled by the mechanisms of the market or mandi. That should go away. take the produce, store them in a proper way, see that this produce is available to the consumers also at a better price, so that the one who is producing and the one who is buying both are happy, hale and healthy, because it is people who matter for any government, for any state, for any country. See you friends with another good topic. Before that, I have been again reminding you that keep washing your hands with soap every 1 hour, or when you go out with alcohol based sanitizer. At the same time, see to that you maintain that physical distance of minimum of 3 feet, and you wear a mask like this when you go out, and you see to that you never shake your hands. Greet everyone by namaste, adab or hello. We will also remind you that you should be taking enough quantity of water, because summer is around minimum 4 to 5 liters of water, and in between you can consume hot water right morning, afternoon, evening and night, so that it will keep your stomach hale and healthy. Even your throat through which corona happens is also quietly healthy, so that you can lead a happy and comfortable life. This is Dr. Tangella Shivaprasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR saying bye to you.